was the greatest gift of all. And so that's what we continue today. And the wise men, they brought gifts. And there is a fun book that I read every year. It's fiction, but it's called The Immortal Nicholas, and it talks about the wise men and bringing the gifts and everything that goes along with that. And it's actually written by Glenn Beck, if you can believe. And has
Really?
nothing to do with politics, but it's a fun book. And actually,
See, everybody has to take a break from politics sometimes.
that's right. And actually, Bill Bennett wrote a wonderful book on St. Nicholas last year. So, Santa has different books, and it just inspires him to get excited about the year and stop thinking about fried shrimp and gumbo. So, that I do. in the
I'm
summertime.
actually kind of hungry right now.
Yeah.
No, go figure.
Santa, every year there's a lot of toys that everybody wants. Let's say, for instance, like the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Parents are going crazy right now, listening to their kids, speak of these PlayStation 5s and stuff like that.
iPads or
Yeah, iPads.
the
Yeah.
technology part, Santa.
Technology.
Yeah, in some fashion, it's become overwhelming. When you have 5-year-olds asking for the Apple Watch or $300 iPods, or Nintendo Switch is reasonable, and we get a lot of requests for that. But then we get all these requests. Was it 2 years ago? 4 and 5-year-olds were asking me for iPhone 11s, and I say to them, "Well, what are you going to use it for?" To
Right.
talk to my parents, and I say, "Well, they're right here. Why would you need an iPhone 11 to talk to your parents? I don't think that's necessary." And as I said to them, you'd have to almost be perfect, So I do consult with the parents about appropriate gifts for children,
Yeah.
and some of those things are beyond the pale. I remember when I made my first toy, and it was a carved out of a piece of wood kitten. And I actually called it a toy. And from that time forward, the elves thought, well, toy sounds like a good idea. Let's call them that. And so the simple gifts can, if they're from the heart, so most assuredly can be the best gifts that we get, not those expensive things that there's no way that we have the capability to get those to everybody. And parents buy things for their children as well. And
That's what
many
we
parents
tell.
can't afford those kinds of things.
We pretty much just told him, Santa, we were really honest and said that digital devices are too difficult to make at the North Pole. And that if those are things that are on your list, those are up to mommy and daddy to decide when you're ready to get them.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that's true. I mean, we make some electronics.
Or Mimi
some-
and Pap or something like that,
Yeah.
or somebody that like to give gifts, but it's just not fair for Santa to try to make one for everyone because it's just impossible.
Well, and as I say to them, you'd almost have to be perfectly behaved to get something that grand, a gift. So, my specialty is toys. So there are a lot of wonderful things that kids need.
Perhaps some people might not agree with me, but I told my kids a couple years ago that mommy and daddy help Santa, and we give him money because now not everything can be made in the North Pole, and if you have to stop at Target, you have to make sure you have that in your back pocket. So we help Santa with a budget.
Well, as I said, gifts are made. Santa delivers. They are made at other places.
Yeah.
And, because there's billions of children out there, and it's hard to go ahead and get everything. And, when I was growing up as a young boy, my mother Mary and my father Chris, they were fishermen and hunters, and it was in Paradise, Michigan, which is up near Whitefish Bay and the northern part of Michigan. And we moved to the North Pole when it got to be too commercialized there. I think they only have 150 people there today, but there were simple pleasures that you had and you look forward to, and celebrated Christmas that way. And I think often those are the best thing. It's not about the expense of the gift; it's about the warmth that you get from your heart that if you made it or give it to someone. So.
Well, we were always told when we were little when we got fruit in our stocking, it brought us luck for the following year.
Well, and that's it, and that's what St. Nicholas delivered. He delivered apples and oranges, and we are so very fortunate in today's world because in those days that was viewed as a tremendous delicacy to get a piece of fresh fruit,
Fresh
or,
fruit,
you know,
yes.
or a great meal and stuff. And you know, there were people who didn't have anything to eat, so St. Nicholas would leave loaves of bread and all, and that was viewed as a great blessing. And he was a kind man, and you know, delivered those kinds of things. So that spirit still exists today.
And
you know,
should.
a lot of people bake cookies.
Yes,
Or,
I do a lot of baked goods of gifts
Yeah,
for
or
friends
bread.
and family. Yeah.
You know, there's some young men who bake bread and take that as gifts because they couldn't afford anything else.
I would take your meatloaf any day for a Christmas gift, Olivia.
Absolutely, girl. Consider a bow on it this year.
So the question you should have asked Cece when she was on, what kind of cookies is she leaving me this year?
Oh,
that's a good
it's
question,
I don't know, Santa. I get kind of, I don't know. I have certain ones we always make. Those are the peanut butter blossoms.
No, those are good.
Yes.
We always do those. I usually do some sort of sugar cookie.
Well,
Seven
sugar-
layer are my favorite.
I love 7 layers.
I
but
like
I don't make
sugar
them.
cookies and
I do
oatmeal,
cake
oatmeal
oh,
raisin,
oatmeal
and,
raisin, okay.
and chocolate chip. I have to tell the boys and girls, now, I know you like chocolate chip, so you have to leave me a couple somehow. I had one little girl tell me this year, you know, if we leave that milk out all night long, it might spoil Santa. I said, well, a bottle of water would be fine as well. You know,
Kids are getting smart.
Yeah.
they really are, you know, and no one has talked to me about that before. So, you know, I think that's.
I have a
that's
feeling
gonna
that little girl leaves milk out a lot, and her mom's probably telling her all the time, "Don't leave the milk out
be-
because it'll go bad."
spoil, that's for sure.
I have to remind my
absolutely
children of
sure.
that sometimes when they become independent and make their own bowl of cereal or something. I find the
Yes.
milk out, and I'm like, guys.
Yeah. Well, Santa, something that we want to mention here is some of your extra elves that work throughout the Ohio Valley. They are collecting toys all Christmas long for the YSS. And so if you want to donate a new toy or a clothing item, you can bring it here to WKKX Studios, unwrapped, and they will help deliver toys to the YSS, the Youth Social.
Yeah, youth service systems.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
As a
youth
matter
service
of fact, the organization that helps the homeless people, Tara Cruz.
Yes, Tara
some-
Cruz,
is
yes.
somebody I work with.
We should have her on the show to talk about this a little bit.
It actually, she asked me to record the reading of the night before Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So I did that, and I think she's going to have it on her program that is part of the fundraising activity, and I was excited to go ahead and and to do that somehow.
Well, Santa, I've known you for a few years, and I've always found you to be the most magical Santa in the world.
Well, thank you so much, and it's just been a great blessing to know both of you and to see you when you were little tykes and all the way up to where you are
We
now,
have to know.
supervising the little tykes that are out there.
What list are we on this year?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Well, you do have until the 24th to go ahead and be as good as you can.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're on the naughty list, but I wouldn't say you're high up on the nice list either. You're probably somewhere in the middle, and it's been a challenging time, this COVID experience, but you still have plenty of time.
Sometimes
to
being
go
on the
ahead and-
naughty list is a lot funner, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
think
should
There's
really
a lot
have
more
like
fun
a
being
naughty, nice ornery because
That's
there's a
right.
difference between
That's right.
ornery and naughty.
I have to have those meters that say naughty or nice. You know, a question that I am sometimes asked is that, Santa, do you ever get angry?
Oh,
And
that's
I
a
said,
good
I
question.
sometimes get sad or angry, but it's not at the children. It's the people who don't treat children
Oh,
properly.
I can't.
You know,
yeah, I just
because
can't.
that just breaks Santa's heart. And they also asked me, Santa, are we ever in danger of the Christmas spirit going away? And I said, well, you have to believe. If you don't believe in Santa, then it can go away and we won't be delivering gifts. The reindeer won't fly. So something you can do, I believe in Santa Claus.
I believe in Santa Claus.
I believe in Santa Claus. And the spirit comes back.
Well,
What is
thank
it,
you,
the
Santa.
best you can do for everybody to spread holiday cheer is sing loud for all to hear.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear and sing.
All right. Well, we hope everyone has a great December.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody.
Catch us next Wednesday on The Watchdogs.